No luck, looks like it still froze up. Crap. Had to bring the heavy tools up. Boy, pulling this thing back up is gonna be fun. All right, not much to do this morning. Hope we get a early start. However, last night Andy noticed a problem we got to tend to before we get to the field. As you can see, all of our grain is in one pile and not being spread around, because that's spreader right up, way up there is froze up and not turning. Most things got two bearings in the top where it swivels, and most likely that top one has got junk and stuff past the seal and is starting to freeze up. Yeah, that's way up there, but this isn't the first time we've had this happen. And the way we did it last time is we took a baseball, tied a rope around it, and threw it over the end of that spreader, and then down here on the floor we just start pulling on it and break it free, and then it worked fine the rest of the season. So I couldn't find a regular baseball. All Carter's baseball stuff is at school. I did find a weighted practice ball. You think you can throw it up over that thing?
It might take me a couple tries, but I'm sure I can.
All right, well, let's get it tied up and see what we can do.
Oh.
How far short were you? Yeah, we put that weighted ball inside of a sock so I didn't damage the ball. I'm telling you what, it's a long ways up there, and you don't have that much gap between the roof and the spreader, so it's kind of a pretty narrow opening that you got to get it through. You stepped on the rope. I thought you had it that time. Well, he's got it tied to some baler twine down here, back from our hay baling days.
Nope.
You had the right height. You just needed. If you'd been back by the wall, you probably would have had it. Oh, did you get it? Did you get it over? All right, we got a rope on it there, it's moving around. It's definitely not moving freely. It's got some stiffness to it.
Yeah, it goes right back.
Tell you what, try going back the other way with it. Oh no. All right. No luck, looks like it still froze up. Crap. Well, we gotta have that spreader turning, because otherwise it's gonna load it on one side of the bin, and you get all that weight on walls on one side of the bin, you can wind up collapsing it.
Yeah, that's not good for that thing to not be.
The only thing else I know to do is to go up there up top and take the downspout off and take the cover on the bin, and I guess try to drop that thing down to the floor and change the bearings out in it. Not what I want to do this morning, but it's got to be did.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something major, but I guess we just see how hard it's going to be. Hopefully it's less than what we.
We just can't catch a break on getting started. Well, in other news, how you like the grain bin pad?
It's pretty nice.
Real nice and easy getting in there.
You can do it one-handed now.
Had to bring the heavy tools up.
Oh yeah. Well, that was easy.
We got all the bolts out of our pipe here. It's the first thing we have to take out, but because there's pressure on the downspout on the pipe, we're going to have to jack it up a little bit. Now, we're not worried about this elevator pipe dropping because we got braces on either side holding it up, but we do have to take some pressure off of it. All right, is it loose any? Let me get where I can get, hold on, let me get where I can get some more leverage. All right, what about now?
It's got a gap down.
There we go. Might be a lip on the inside of that pipe. Pick it up over that wire there. All right, now all we gotta do is take these 3 bolts off and drop her down to the floor. And those bearings are in there. Yeah, she definitely got a tight spot in there. She's not gonna get around. All right, so I'm gonna try to support it. If you can kind of break it loose from there. Yeah, she popping.
There we go. Ooh, that's terrible.
All right, one more. Oh no! Go, please go all the way down.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's the worst thing. It gets caught right there close to the edge instead of going all the way down.
That's 2 wrenches. One of them's on the ground and one of them's still at the. Okay, that's
Heavy.
we about to have something something exciting. That's not too horrible.
All right, I'll let her down. All right, can you pick up on it and support it completely because my loop's about to come around the other side?
Kinda.
All right. Boy, pulling this thing back up is gonna be fun.
And you laid it perfectly too. Good job.
All right. Well, that turned out to be a little bit easier than I thought, but I don't want to speak too soon because we still got to get it back up here. All right, just give you a better look at what we're looking at. Up under this washer here, you got 2 bearings, one on top and one on bottom, and I guarantee you the one on bottom is still good, but the one on top is the one that catches all the dust and everything, and that's the one that's seized up. So you got to take a pin off down there, pull all this out, knock the bearings out, knock the new bearings back in, pull her back up there. All right, we got our bearings in, and see if we can manhandle this thing.
Don't grab it. That'll be a long way up.
All right, it's a lot easier letting it down than pulling it up.
Yeah.
I don't think I got pulleys. Oh. All right, let's regroup. All right, Andy went down there and took the counterweight off. I think that's probably about a third of the weight, so we're gonna see if we can lift it up now. Oh, well.
What is it?
Now I think we got the whole thing off the floor now. Was it stuck on something?
Yeah, it was stuck on the auger, thank God.
All right, take a break if you need to. I can hold it here. How close are we?
Right about 8 feet away. Not 3 feet.
Or if you can hold it, if you can just kind of support it, we need to move this rope closer to the middle. So, ready? Yep. Well, we got to get up a little bit higher. Before we do that, then if we can lock off the rope, then I can get on the other side and help pick up and we'll level it out. All right. So it makes it hard without that counterbalance there.
Just get this one.
Just let it rest there on the side. See if you can get a nut started on that one.
Okay,
because these things are not the right length. All right, we have got it back up there. Oh yeah, look how nicely that thing spins now.
We just got through. Going down. Okay, got the bottom there.
All right, after a lot of struggling, we finally got that counterweight back in. Camera died on me, but everything's back together up there. You wanna try it out?
Let's see if it spins. It better spin.
If it don't, I'm going home and watching college football. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's working good now. Well, now that we done wasted about half a day on that, let's head to the cornfield and see if we can knock a few acres back this afternoon. Alright, I think we finally got all our bugs worked out. Everything's running smooth. We've got a little over a truck and a half so far. Yields have started picking up to where I was expecting to. We started, on the very front end of the farm, which is the worst part of the farm, and I started getting pretty dang disappointed in the yield. That front part of the farm was averaging about 140 or so. But once we got out of that worst part, started working our way up the hill a little bit, the yield definitely started picking up. So, right out here is a little bit better part of the farm. We're probably averaging about 180 or so, about where I had this farm pegged in our crop tiller video. Now, I tell you what, it's a good sign when you're selling right here 20% corn. You see all that green out there. You see how healthy those plants are. That means that you did have about everything right on your corn crop. So, 223. Yeah, around 220, 225 bushels right here in this spot. Pumping out 3,300 bushels an hour. Kind of having a hard time with our settings. So that corn's still pretty wet and they just don't want to slide down through the seeds quite as well. So we don't go too fast and overload stuff. Otherwise our losses going up. See our tailings is going up quite a bit there. once this corn dries down some more, we'll be able to up that bushels per hour quite a bit because it just flows through the combine a little better. So, you know, we're still doing 2,000 bushels an hour, even though we've been out corn for a while there. It's just we got a lot going through the returns. And I got my bottom sieve open, just pretty much wide open. I know the kernels are big and they're wet. I still expect them to not go through the returns quite that bad. Finally got a reason to smile. Everything fixed good. Decent yielding corn with this is going to be the first farm we'll have. Prospect on the rest of the farm, more than this. Bins running smoothly. Chance we might run out of business space. College football on the iPhone there. Tennessee playing the Florida Gators tonight. Hopefully going to deliver them a big old butt whooping. Even though I ain't gonna lie, I'm mighty nervous about that game. Our history against Florida ain't very good. Even when we've had the better team, we've always managed to find a way to lose to them. But I'm hoping this year will be a little different, but we'll find out at 6 o'clock tonight. But got a lot of reasons to smile, so we're gonna see how many truckloads we can get out of the field today. Originally, I was hoping to get close to done with this farm. We got about 80 acres and got about 15, 16 acres done last night. But since how we had to spend half a day on that bin, not gonna get close to done with this today. But we'll see if we make a pretty good deal in it.
So you know that saying, you're always waiting on a woman? Yeah, it's reversed in the farm world. I'm always waiting on a combine driver. He had to come calibrate my tractor because I have been bucking in the field. Turns out the accumulator that is up underneath here probably needs to be charged, so I'm gonna work with what I got. It has made a little bit of a difference, but I was literally just, oh, it was rough the past couple of days that we've been out here. Hopefully it is fixed, that it'll get it through until it rains, and then Matt can, because you have to take it off and get it charged at the dealership. We don't have time for that, so I'm just gonna wear a seatbelt and do what I can to get through the fields.
You see there, I had Andy start bush hogging the stalks, and Carter just came out. I think he's going to do a little bush hogging. And normally we don't bush hog our stalks. We hadn't done that in a long time. We just come in here with the drill and plant our cover crop after harvest. But right here, you know, I mentioned this front part of the farm just did not yield good. And even though it's thin ground, it ought to be doing better than what it should. And you know, we've been cover cropping for a while, but still there's something not right. I don't know if maybe we got a pH issue a little bit deeper down in the soil and the lime's just not getting down there. I'm sure there's some compaction out here too that's causing issues, but you know, other farms have responded real well to cover cropping and yields coming up looking more uniform. However, this farm has not, especially the left half of the farm where we're cutting now. So if I have time, my plan is after we get done with corn harvest, I'm gonna come in here. We don't have a ripper, but we do have a chisel plow, which will do kind of a similar job. Maybe not quite as good a job as a ripper, but it will get down pretty deep. We're going to sink it down as low as we can and chisel plow this whole farm, then disc it, smooth it back up, and then come back and plant our cover crop. Just try and mix that soil up some, hopefully get rid of any compaction, and hopefully fix the issue on this farm. You know, I don't like tillage, it destroys soil structure and stuff, but we've been working on this farm for a while and just haven't seen it improve like the rest of our farm. So we're going to try some deep tillage, at least on this half of the farm. The other half of the farm is a lot better and has responded, but we just got issues here that we haven't seemed to be able to fix. But you know, we're going to do some deep tillage, vertical tillage on it real good, and then plant our cover crop. That way we got nice loose soil, get all our cover crop roots going down good and deep, and that will, when we get roots down in there, that will really help that soil from kind of collapsing back on itself and then becoming compacted again. So we're going to try and fix it with tillage, and then hopefully from there on out we can no-till, and as long as we got living roots in the ground 12 months out of the year,
you know, we shouldn't see a problem with it getting compacted again. And if we didn't plant the cover crop, you know, we'd do the deep tillage, and then over the winter, all the rainfall, you know, would kind of, you know, the soil would just kind of collapse on itself. We would definitely lose the soil structure, and it might become worse off than if we hadn't plowed it at all. But I know for sure we should definitely see a yield bump on this half of the farm next year if we do this tillage. You know, you're introducing all that oxygen in the soil, you're starting to burn up your organic matter, releasing more nutrients and stuff. So I know we'll see a 1 year yield bump on it. Hopefully we'll be able to see a yield bump on it from here on out. But we're gonna have cotton on this farm next year, so it's gonna be kind of interesting to watch it if we are in fact able to, if we do have the time to do this tillage like I planned. There's the 4440 for you old John Deere fans. Carter trying to get his feet up under him again. It's been a while since he drove that tractor. Well, I guess it's time to call it quits. It's on 8:30, so about 6 hours we've shelled 6 truckloads. Not bad. I mean, that's about as fast as Andy can haul it. Where we're limited at is grain buggy size, because Kelly's got to come back and after the grain buggy is full, she got to come back and get one more load from me to fill the truck up, and all that back and forth just takes time. I don't know, as high as this corn's yielding and just gonna go up, might just have every time Kelly dumps a full grain buggy load on them, might just have Andy go to the bins and see if we can maybe get more bushels out that way rather than having to wait for that second grain buggy load. We're still fighting settings on this combine, this high moisture corn, wanting to overload the sieves and walk it back out. I think I need to calibrate my sieves, because on my monitor is showing them all the way open, but in reality they're open probably less than 50%. With all this grain, it's just creating a mat and wanting to walk it back when we're getting high yielding spots. We'll take a look at that Monday though. Hopefully we just about got all the bugs worked out. You know, we got about 10% of our corn crop out. See if we can make a big push next week. All right, we're going to have to do something to speed things up a little bit with all this corn. At least when we're close by, probably Windy City or any place around here, go and haul the load when Kelly brings a full grain buggy load to you. It's taking too long for her to have to come back and get another 200 bushels and go and top you off. You're not able to make as many trips. I think we'll be able to make more trips in a day and get more corn out. Otherwise, I mean, it's going to take us a long time to get all this corn out. Yeah. Now, once we get way on up into Madison County, well, then it's going to make sense. But when you're, you know, within 4 or 5 miles of the bins,
just dump it while you can.
Yeah, let's try that and see if we can speed it up any more. I'd love to get 10,000 bushels or more out today. So. Let's try that and see if it works.
So I'm just taking one buggy load and splitting it, and he's going.
Yeah.
So it'll be like.
But it should be 875, 900 bushels versus 1,050 bushels or so.
That's fine with me.
Well, let's go get things serviced. We'll try it again.
Well, it's another great morning for farming. I'm in the long sleeves because I woke up this morning. It was about 50 degrees outside. I feel like I'm gonna regret it here in a little while, but I brought an extra short sleeve shirt, so. We've already checked the oil and the tires and everything. Truck's ready to go. I think Matt just now left to go get the combine all greased up and everything else checked out. Let's see how many truckloads we can haul today.
All right, finally. First time this harvest, we've gotten an early start. Everything's working good. Everything except the loss on my combine. When I try to push this thing, get up above 3,500 bushels per hour or so, it starts walking it out the back, and I've done a bunch of adjusting on the sieves, calibrating, and I think I need a new top screen. I think that it's wore enough that there's slack in the adjustment. When it gets weight on it, it wants to close it down. You close it down, you start walking it out the back. So if we get a rainy day, it might be something I'll look at changing. If not, it's probably going to be a winter project. But I know this thing's capable of a lot more than what I'm putting in the tank. As it is, I've got my sieves opened up pretty wide. Still, I can watch my returns monitor there. If my returns goes up, that means grain is reaching the back, and going through the returns, if it's reaching the back, we got quite a bit going out the back also. But other than that, I think all of our issues are solved. We're going to try a new system of hauling grain away, just filling the grain buggy all the way up, Kelly dumping it, and then Andy hauling it, rather than, you know, Andy having to wait another, you know, 20 minutes for Kelly to come all the way from up there back here to catch one more load off the combine to top the truck off. We're wasting too much time that way, and when we're within, you know, 4 or 5 miles of the grain bins, like we will be for a good portion of corn harvest, that should speed things up considerably. So I'm just having to do way too much sitting around and waiting on the grain buggy. That's a good problem to have, though. A whole lot better than last year when it took forever to fill the grain buggy up. Yeah, I know what everybody's saying. Well, why don't you just get you another truck and trailer? Well, another truck and trailer be anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 more for something I only need for one crop. You got the tags and the insurance that you got to maintain the whole year. It's just something else we got to work on. We got to fix. We got to keep running. And I'd have to hire another temporary employee, and temporary help. Well, good temporary help during harvest season is next to impossible. What I think would be money better spent would be to sell our 875 bushel grain cart and get a bigger one, you know, say around 1,000, 1,050, you know, a J&M grain cart over 1,000 bushels. That way we could pretty much load the entire truck up with one dump. That would be the smarter thing to do. Definitely be a whole lot less headache. But grain carts are terribly expensive. But in the long run, it'd definitely be cheaper than owning another truck and trailer. Well, let's see what the finances look like at the end of the year. I got more pressing needs than a grain cart, but it's definitely on the wish list. Oh, you can see over in this other field, but Carter got caught up on cutting stalks. That's going to be all the stalks we cut, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous video. The reason we're cutting the stalks is just to try to get those corn stalks decomposing a little bit quicker, so we got less chance of plugging up the chisel plow whenever we drop it in here. That's the reason behind bush hogging them.